Ladies and gentlemen, the NFL draft is here amongst us, within us, inside of us, if you were you mother's ass. And it's a bad year to blow. I'll tell you that. It is a bad year to blow. It is a bad year to be in draft purgatory, which is exactly where the Patriots are, which is why they have to love the ones you're with, not necessarily be with the ones you love. And I'll tell you what, the Patriots do not love Will Campbell, and I'll tell you why in this episode we're about to get into of the Simple Minds Sports Show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My co-hosts, as always, Bobby and Raymond. And as we always do, let's do some opening takes. If I remember correctly, I believe Ray stole Bobby's opening take last week. So you are back on suspension. Therefore, you have to go first, Ray. You're up. Go for it.
Thanks, Rich. On a draft-heavy show, I wanted to take it to the hardwood, and the narrative of the Celtics championship run last year was a fluke, that this team and their superstars are soft, and the Orlando Magic are bringing tough physical play to the Celtics and trying to hit them in the mouth, figuratively and literally, and the Celtics are up to nothing after having one of the easiest schedules after the All-Star break. I'm glad that the Celtics are playing the Magic team because they are getting pushed around, and this series will help them throughout the playoff run.
There's nothing I like quite more than Homer Ray when it comes to the Celtics, Bobby. The matchup, maybe the worst matchup that the Celtics could have had, considering their best player had to sit out a fucking game because they broke his wrist. But
it's bruised.
I digress. We will get back into that. Bobby, your opening take, please.
Certainly. To all you folks that think that taking a tackle isn't the right thing for the Patriots, you people are undisciplined assholes. Outside of life, you probably can't do the right thing. You probably spend your money poorly. You're probably late all the time. You lack discipline and don't do what's right in your life. It is something needed. Once we're in the season, you'll complain that they can't protect Drake May. They need to do it. And if you don't have the testicular fortitude to sometimes do things in life that you don't want, that aren't fun, you, sir, are an undisciplined asshole, and the Patriots need it.
Wow. Felt like that was pointed. Speaking of undisciplined assholes, how is your mother, Bobby?
Oh, you son of a bitch. I stayed on point to not make a mother joke, to say that I would put my hardwood in Ray's mother's ass, okay? Because that's how he did it in his opening take, and then you did it. So I don't... You son of a bitch.
Ask your mother what I did. I'll take my opening take and I'll go to the ice. I'll go to the rink. Boston Bruins had their exit interview, if you would, for the viewing masses. And oof, you want to see some insecurity. You want to talk about not having balls or not having the testicular fortitude to take some accountability. Take a look at that goddamn press conference. We've got some clips. We're just going to react to it. We've got a lot to get to in this show. So maybe we'll just do kind of some facial reactions or one-word reactions to these clips from the Bruins, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard. If you haven't, stick around. They are some doozies.
Bobby hasn't.
Grown-ass 50, 60-year-old men just passing the buck left and right, not being able to look themselves in the mirror. It was a sight to be seen for a team that has not missed the playoffs in a decade. They had some hard-hitting questions, which was refreshing to hear as well. So we've got the NFL draft going on live. We'll react to that as the picks are in. Looks like we'll be on air here with the Patriots picking. I think that'll time out for us, seeing as they're picking fourth this year, and they're right underway. So we'll come back after the intro with the Jaguars pick, who traded up to second. But beyond that, we're going to talk some Patriots talk. We'll get into Bobby's scolding of you undisciplined assholes that don't want to take a tackle. Celtics
don't
go
act
up
like
2-0.
you don't agree with me.
Celtics go up 2-0 without Tatum. We'll talk about the Tatum industry. We got 10 questions from a guy named Rob. We got the Bruins exit interviews like I talked about. We've got this or that from Chief Bobby. Putting in overtime today, Bobby. Good for you. Thank you. Simplest Minds of the Week. Big segment there. Good show. Nice show. NFL draft show here live Thursday, April 24th. Friday Rewind, April 25th. Welcome to the show. Apparently, the Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Missoula and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
I'm on vacation. I'm gonna quay all these. I'm gonna fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's QUE. You idiot. And welcome in. This is In My Sports Show. If you're watching on YouTube, you're welcome. Particularly handsome tonight, Bobby New Room.
As always.
Raymond. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, wherever you are listening or watching, please rate, subscribe, review. And I mean that. I'm not just saying it. Click the fucking button. If you're on here, it doesn't take anything to do it. It doesn't cost you anything. We're not going to send you anything other than unsolicited emails on every Friday, which is the best way to go. It's called our newsletter. If you don't want to hit subscribe, then just go to our website, simondsports.com. Catch our latest blogs, all the latest podcasts. It comes to you every Friday, the latest in Boston sports news, and some chuckles along the way as we rib on each other's hypothetical mothers and literal mothers sometimes, and everything Boston sports. So please do that, and thanks for watching. So here we are. NFL draft is underway. Who do the Jags take?
Travis
Travis Hunter.
No surprise there. So they moved up for Hunter. And Ray, you told me this before we got on air. Please take it slowly. A lot of picks being exchanged here for the Jags to go from 5 to 2 to get Travis Hunter, whose jersey is already retired at the University of Colorado. So I'm sure that pick's going to work out perfectly for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Any of you Patriots fans, including you two jerk-offs who wanted Travis Hunter at number 4 overall, right off the bat, the Jags trading whatever Ray's about to tell you, which is future assets for Travis Hunter to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars, tells you all you need to know about Travis Hunter. When's the last time that team made a good decision about anything at all? So, woo! Dust off the sweat there. Thank the lucky stars Travis Hunter didn't fall to the Patriots at 4 like he was supposed to. Because I've been telling you all along, University of Colorado, Bus City, Tuesday Night Irenes. Raymond, what did the Jags give up to get this future Hall of Famer, already University of Colorado Hall of Famer?
The Jaguars traded the 5th overall pick, a 2nd round pick, which is number 36, a 4th round pick, which is number 126, and their 2026 first round pick to the Browns for the number 2.
A second, a third, and next year's first.
A second, a 4th, and next year's first.
A second, so next year's 4th, this year's 2nd.
Nope. This year's 2nd, this year's 4th, and next year's first.
That's what
I said it slowly.
Said.
Nope,
That's what I
you
just
didn't.
fucking said. Next year's 1st, this year's 2nd, a 4th round pick.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bobby, instant reaction on that.
I'm very surprised that the Browns made the trade after all the comments that they went through. They go back, they get an extra. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. I thought they were going to try and get an impact player. I guess they're just going to try and rebuild. Now for the Browns, they didn't get one of the 2 top best players, and they're not going to have a quarterback. So they're just going to look to stock up, and I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. So for me, it doesn't seem like a good position, a good move for either teams. As I believe I stated in the text message, the 2 shittiest teams made a really shitty trade.
Great. In best case scenario for the Browns, but this is a bias. I don't think Travis Hunter is going to be shit. He certainly wasn't going to be shit going to the Browns, and he's certainly not going to be shit going to the Jags. So yeah, tough break for Travis Hunter one way or the other. However, they weren't getting a quarterback regardless. So do you take a guy that threatens to quit football if they don't let him play on the defensive side to bolster a Cleveland team? No. Do you take the 5th round pick in which you can get whatever, take your pick now at that point? We've been talking about this as Patriots fans for weeks. You're in this purgatory here in the middle of the top 10 picks. You can go any way you want, but to collect next year's first from the Jags, who are, probably going to blow again, and another 2nd this year. Yeah. Dude, put that on the Patriots table here in the next, we're on the clock.
How about
they're on the clock?
Yeah. Abdul Carter just went to the Giants.
Smart pick by the Giants, not getting too cute. They take the best guy on the board.
Well, they don't go after the quarterback. They didn't take Shedeur Sanders, so that's the smartest thing they could have done right there.
Yeah. So here we are. Leaves us live to talk about the Patriots at the number 4 pick. And I'll just give you this. I said it in the opening. They are not in love with Will Campbell. Therefore, they shouldn't take him. Take the guy that's going to have the biggest impact on your team, not the guy that's going to be shifted to left guard in 6 weeks. I hear what you're saying, Bob.
Snapper. You go back and forth on this. Just pick a fucking side.
I have picked a fucking
So,
side.
okay, so let me play devil's advocate. If they don't take him and they take Ashton Genty, would you be pissed?
No.
You'd be happy about that.
Now you want him to take a goddamn running back who's going to be running behind Vidarian Lowe. That's a great decision.
Here's if Will Campbell is the number 4 overall pick, okay? If you can't trade back and you're going to take a guy just because you have a position of need and it's drastic, it's the next Mac Jones. They took Mac Jones at 15 because they needed a quarterback and he fell to him. Do you want Mac Jones at left tackle?
Nope.
No. I don't want them
to
take a fucking guy because they need a guy.
Comparison.
Would you be happy if you took Mac Jones in the second round? That's a great
It's a perfect comparison.
Yeah.
An undersized guy that is not.
He's
fit
not
for the
undersized.
role.
He has
Yes,
shorter.
he is.
He has, judging by the arm length of what's prototypical, he has it's a 3/4 of an inch too short. Other than that,
Wrong.
he's 6'5". Like
What is prototypical?
318
What is
pounds. He's not
prototypical in the
undersized.
NFL? What is prototypical in the NFL is 35-inch arms. The least that they will accept is 33. Will Campbell is under the least
He's
threshold
32 and 7/8.
He's under the threshold. Yes,
of the least acceptable. The prototypical
that's
is
not
35.
undersized. That
So
would mean he's small. He's not
He's
small.
2 3/4 inch under. It's basically raised dick size under what is acceptable to be a good left tackle in the NFL.
Thank you.
And I didn't even give a shit about the. All I have to know is the Patriots are open for trades, so they don't love the kid. And if you don't love the kid to be your franchise left tackle, then pick a guy that you love at the 4th overall. That's a very simple concept that I'm not going to come off of. If they pick Will Campbell because they need a left tackle and they're in love with the outside rusher from Alabama, or they're in love with Mason Graham from Michigan, but they're not going to take him because they need a left tackle, bad pick, and hope he can play. If any of these guys can play, it's a win. Sure, we're not talking about that. But here and now, in the next 10 minutes when they make this, if they do it out of need, it's the wrong thing to do. It's what they said they wouldn't do this whole time.
I hate how they're also saying that Will.
Go ahead, Raymond. Go.
I hate how they're saying like Will Campbell. Yeah, he's going to be better than anything you have on this team right now. But next year he might move to guard and all that shit. It's like, why would you do that then? Why wouldn't you just get the best player available at 4, whoever that is? If it's not Will Campbell, don't take him. If it's Ashton Genty, if it's Mason Graham, if it's Ty Warren, if you want a tight end, because Bill's been fucking saying that in the text exchange that he wants to get a tight end at 4. I mean, whatever you have to do, get the best available player to make this team better now. Address the left tackle in the second round. Trade back into the first round if you have to. Make a big splash back into the first round to get a left tackle. But whatever you do, take the best player available at 4 coming up.
I agree. Don't reach just because of his need. Don't just take him because he's need. Take him because he is there, and also positional value matters. You can't just take a good off the ball linebacker doesn't have the same impact as a good left tackle on the team. We've watched this team for the past 2 years. They legitimately cannot move the football because they don't have an offensive line. They need an offensive line. You watch the tape. Will Campbell can play left tackle at LSU for 3 years. He's still young. He's still a true junior, and he has room to grow. I think he can do it. I think he'll be fine. Is he going to be a Hall of Fame left tackle? No, but as long as he can start there for years to come, it addresses a need. But if there's other players and if they're not in love with him, fine, don't pick him. But just the general point is this team needs help there, and they need high-end players. They can't just do it with nobodies.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And look, if they take him in, he becomes a starter for him, and that's a win. As we started out the show, it's a bad year to blow. You have the 4th overall pick, and there's no consensus, or there's no a group of consensus guys. Like that's a bad year to suck, man. Like, what did Neighbors go last year? 7, 6.
But the Patriots are shit lucky. If it was the other year around, if they had the number where they needed a quarterback this year, then they'd really be screwed. They got lucky as hell that it was last year. They're still, even though it didn't work out this year, they still got lucky as hell.
Yeah, you got lucky as hell last year, but you need to make sure that franchise quarterback's happy right now.
Let's pump the brakes. We don't even know if Drake May can play. So how lucky are they? He's got one win on his. He's got one win on his record, and he's thrown 2 losses away.
I'm with you in being skeptical, but at least they have a guy that isn't. They
don't have Mac
somebody that
Jones.
they can develop.
the Zappy fever's over. I understand. Yes, there's a lot of upside.
Hey,
I'm just
too soon
saying.
for Bobby Stowe.
I'm just saying. Like, can we stop talking about Drake May as a franchise quarterback? He has one fucking win. Just everyone pump the brakes on Drake May. He's not the savior yet. I'll
Technically, too.
plenty of runway. No, I think one.
He started the Bills game and he beat the Bears.
That doesn't count because I don't think he had enough snaps.
So then Joe Milton won that game. There you go. Never mind. One. Joe Milton and Drake May, equal quarterbacks.
No. He has one win. The other win that he went out early and someone came in.
So I was
Drake May has
counting.
one
Started
win.
the Bills game.
Yeah,
and
Jacoby
then beating the Bears.
Brissett came back in. Yeah, you're right. I'm agreeing with you, Rich. Drake May only has one win.
Okay.
And
If
Jacoby
we're not counting the Bills, if we're
Jacoby
not counting the
Brissett
Bills
won
game
that
before he
game.
started, then I agree.
Yeah, Jacoby. It was the Jets. It was the Jets game.
Anyway, listen. Whatever they do here's my hedging the bet. If they take Will Campbell at 2 or at 4, I'm sorry, double down. If they take Will Campbell at 4, like whatever their second pick is, whether it's 38 or they trade back into the first round, whatever this big, I want them to double down on the offensive line. Go get another guy.
Another tackle.
Go get the Oregon guy. Go get
Josh Simmons
from Ohio State. Take the risk on him. I want them to double down, whether they take Will Campbell at 4 or not. And even especially if they take Will Campbell at 4, and I think Bedard made the point. If you draft Will Campbell at 4, and then at 38, you've got some options. Irsary from Minnesota. I don't know.
Bless you. Yeah, bless you.
Thank you. Josh Connerly out of Oregon, and Josh Simmons is expected to go late first at Ohio State because of the knee injury there. But then you've got a starting offensive line of potentially Will Campbell, left tackle, whatever your next pick is here at pick 38, or if you move back into the first round. Bradbury, who they picked up from Minnesota, who, say what you want about him. He's been a starter in the league for 4 years for Minnesota at center. And Winu, who was surrounded by talent, and Josh McDaniels back in the building, should have a good season. He's a really good player. And then Moses Malone, who's a solid veteran, a.k.a. Morgan Moses. And then you have backup Flyers in Cole Strange, Layden Robinson, Caden Wallace, Jake Andrews, City So, 3 of which have at least potential to be players in the NFL. And again, you now have Josh McDaniels, who knows how to coach offense and give guys help on the offensive line and not leave Vidarian Lowe stranded against TJ Watt for an entire game or whatever the hell they were doing there. And you have Doug Marrone and 2 other actual guys that are going to coach the offensive line. You're almost at a one-on-one coaching player ratio.
That's very nice. That's very nice.
Where 3 years ago is Matt Patricia, who was calling plays and coaching the offensive line. So you've come a long way. It looks like here we are live. Go ahead, Raymond.
It's fucking Will Campbell. It's fucking Will Campbell.
He looks ridiculous.
God fucking damn it.
Personally, I love the pick.
Oh, you motherfucker. Look at this guy. Look at him. His arms look so fucking small in that suit.
I don't know how big is he? Because
let's find out. We're gonna find all about it.
Offensive lineman size.
6'5", 319.
5'5", 319. Is that offensive lineman size? He looks skinny in tape.
Yeah, he does.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's the slim Tiger's white. That's
I
why.
watched his tape 2 days ago, and by tape I mean YouTube highlights. And he looks like a skinny college offensive lineman.
He's got plenty of room to put on more weight then.
Well, apparently the
Patriots doesn't have the fat ass. I like a fat ass in my tackles.
He's got a skinny little ass. Maybe they can.
Well, that's why he plays tackles, because he's quick on his feet. He can move.
Look at you.
That's why he's good, is because he has good foot speed. It's not because he's reaching at people.
Yeah, that's why he's good. Okay, well, there you go. The pick is in. Will Campbell for the Patriots, and frankly, this was the consensus pick this past week out of all the guys in New England, all the reporters, everyone covered him, even nationally, everyone thought they were going Campbell. Now this is where it kind of gets interesting to me. The first round
wide open draft. They could do anything at this point.
Can they make their way back in and get another impact player on offense? I think that's where everybody's looking. That'd
be a ballsy move if they could do that.
Well, and here's the other thing. I think this scenario has been talked about quite a bit of trading back into the first round for the Patriots. You've got some ammunition with 3 third-round picks. It'll be interesting the first guy they go defense on. So how deep into the draft do they get before they go defense?
Is that a need of theirs though right now?
Well, this is what I'm saying. No, but it's one.
I don't think they would until the 3rd round or the 4th. I could see them go all top 100 picks offense.
Right. So when you get into that 4th and 5th round, everything before that, you're looking at potential impact player in year 1, into the middle of year 1. For them to go defense before that will be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. And we'll see what the fallout is, whether that was a Vrabel pick, whether that was a consensus pick, who was in the board, the war room there. Was it Elliott Wolf? We've got a little.
That was no Elliott Wolf pick.
Take a snippet here to hear about the Elliott Wolf, the little rat.
I've been doing this a long time. Elliott Wolf, been in the league a long time. The number one overall pick that I've ever been completely duped on, and I had to do a mock draft, and I made a million calls, and even within their organization, Sam Darnold's going number 1 to Cleveland. Sam Darnold is the Cleveland Browns quarterback. I did that around Wednesday afternoon. I felt really confident on it. The pick was made, and the announcement from one Roger Goodell was Baker Mayfield. Do you know who was in that front office? Elliott Wolf was number 2 in that front office. So I don't trust anything from the Patriots and what we're hearing from the Patriots. I think Elliott Wolf gets a kick out of having everyone zig, and then they zag, and they say, well, we didn't say anything. You guys made that assumption. I honestly think anyone who thinks they know what the Patriots are doing at 4 and saying it's a slam dunk, they're full of it, because Elliott Wolf ain't talking, and I don't think Vrabel is either.
Well, he was right this time.
2 points on this. Number 1, Elliott Wolf is a rat buck. We've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah, no shit.
Number 2, it is criminal to be on national television. That was an ESPN broadcast, and this guy's on his phone. Can there be a level of production value back in television where we're not taking guys in a hotel room on their freaking cell phone just because you can? No, if you want to get on TV, you get a camera in front of you and a suit and tie and a makeup crew. Like, this is why nothing is good anymore, because no one gives a shit. You got a guy with a backwards hat like us talking about stuff from a fucking hotel room. At least we have the decency to have a microphone and some cameras. Like, it just is.
And stuff on our walls, some of us at least.
Why would I watch that? There's so many other things to watch on the internet, and this guy's on ESPN on his phone. Fuck out of here. Put a little effort in. Drives me nuts.
What an asshole.
He's a piece of shit. Speaking of pieces of shit, let's throw over to headlines with the obvious one.
Hi, from the only couch that's medically classified as a pre-diabetic zone, welcome to Headlines with the obvious one. Celtics win Game 2, 109-100. Jaylen Brown drops 36, while I dropped tater tots down my cleavage. Meanwhile, I tried doing a jumping jack during halftime and dislocated my tit. My Fitbit thought I died again. Jason Tatum sat out with his sore ribs, which ironically is also how I spent most of my high school. P.S. I once asked Siri if 5 + 2 was the same as 2 + 5, and then congratulated myself for inventing math. Red Sox lose again. New uniform still can't hide the stink. The Sox blew an 8-5 lead like I blew my last shot at good health. Drunk, shirtless, and screaming about Megan Rapinoe, that twat. I watched the whole game while eating a calzone Technically, just a folded pizza I dropped on the floor. They're wearing new green uniforms to honor Boston. Meanwhile, I wear green because I said guacamole and didn't notice it for 3 hours. I thought it was eczema. Also, I once tried the Sox tickets on OnlyFans, ended up subscribing to a woman named Donna who steps on pies. Bruins out of the playoffs, and I'm out of breath. The Bruins season's over. No playoffs, no hope, no cartilage left in anybody's knees. Hampus Lindholm shattered his kneecap, and McAvoy's shoulder is more jacked up than my cholesterol. Spoiler alert for Lindholm, he can never get into the Navy now. Trust me. I once tried learning hockey strategy, but got distracted by the Zamboni. I thought it was a transformer. I legit tried to talk to it. Big Mac, this deep thought of the week. Boston sports are like me during sex. Slow start, brief hope, and then an unexpected nap. Sometimes there is crying. I am Dr. Big Mac. Catch me next week when I try to explain the NFL draft while deep-throating a cannoli and diagram the NFL playoffs using macaroni art and soft farts. Stay thick, Boston.
Thank you, Raymond.
No, thank you.
Well done.
Yep. Here we are. We're on to the Celtics. We'll keep an eye on the NFL draft as it continues live from Green Bay. We're watching it now. They've got the live stage. Is that something you'd ever go to? So it's just a crowd of what looks like thousands, maybe 1,000, 2,000 people. I don't know. In a parking lot, like kind of staring at the big stage area.
Can I ask a question? Is there alcohol there?
I'm sure there is.
Probably good then. Yeah.
But, so you'd go stand around on like the pavement, like just I don't know.
No, doesn't look fun. Looks bad.
No, like if you give me good seats, like I can get in there. But it looks like that's all players and family and stuff. You just have to go stand on the pavement as an outside spectator.
Would you rather do that or stay home with your family?
I love my family. The Celtics are up 0-2 without Tatum. They win 109-100. Jaylen Brown, as Ray mentioned, while he was dropping tater tots down his cleavage and spraining a tit, Jaylen Brown went for 36, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Porzingis, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 stitches.
Joe, it's the second time in like 2 or 3 weeks he's been cut and needed stitches. I mean, you're a USC guy. Like, you got to admire just kind of him just going back and getting stitched and coming back out. I mean, that's something that's got to kind of, touch you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I like his overall just approach. I think he has an innate ability to take things very serious and at the same time, have great perspective. And, you see how I think he can control his environment really well with how he handles the crowd and how he handles the physicality of it. And he can maintain his poise. And he just has a great way about him. And I think that helps us. And I do. I love watching him. I like watching him bleed on the court. I think it's important. And then he comes back in and does his job. So I do like that about him.
Bobby?
God, he's annoying. He's just so annoying.
Okay, we'll have more from Missoula in a second. White had 17, Pritchard pitched in 14 in the win. Banchero 32, 9-7 for the Magic. Wagner 25, 4-4. Some more stats here, which are telling. Celtics, 12 of 37 from behind the arc, shooting 32%. Magic, 24%, 7 of 29. 37 attempts for the Celtics. No Jason Tatum, maybe that affected it. I don't have game one numbers, how many three-pointers they shot. But they were shooting 60. I mean, they're averaging over 45 for the season, at times shooting 63s a game. 37 in game 2 in the playoffs. Is that I don't know if that's a Magic thing or if that is news to come for the Celtics, but it was much better to watch. I'll tell you that.
Well, this is what happened. The Magic had the Celtics playing Magic basketball. They just still lost because the Celtics players are significantly better than their players. But they played exactly. Those games went how the Magic wanted them to go. They were playing their way. They were dictating the pace the whole game. The Celtics are just better. Jaylen Brown turned it on last game, and then the game before that, Derek White was the guy.
The Celtics shot 37 three-pointers. Game 1, made 16 of them.
Okay, so we'll get back to the Magic thing in a second because you're exactly right. In a game where the Magic wanted to wrestle, basically, the Celtics ended up with 33 free throws to the Magic 24. They made 25, where the Magic made 15. And then rebounds, Celtics out-rebounded 46-34, and the offensive side of it was not even close. So if you're the Magic and you are not as talented as them, as Bobby has put, and you want to play this bully ball, as Ray said in the beginning, you better rebound. And if you're going to hack, then, do it wisely. Don't just put these guys on the line to bury you at the free throw line. So yeah, you're right. Most of it, almost all of it, comes down to talent for sure. If you can't do those things, and you can't do those things. And But it also a little bit of not very wise. And the Orlando coach had a bad challenge, seemed like he was losing his mind for no reason in all the wrong places last game. They just don't seem very tightly, ran organization, surprisingly. But my overall takeaway, they're fucking hacks. They're just hacks.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't want to sound like a whiny bitch and the NBA has gotten soft. I understand that. And if they were always playing this tough, if they were playing this physical and the NBA was allowing them to the regular season, that'd be one thing. But to adjust your game to the point where the Magic are, it won't go as far as dirty, but Caldwell.
It's bully ball. It's bully ball.
It's not even bully ball. Bully ball was Shaq. This is just cheap. This is cheap shots and physical to be physical and grabbing.
It was just amateur hour physicality. It wasn't hard basketball. They weren't setting a tone. They were just the play was just over half beat chicken wing stuff. They weren't it wasn't setting a tone because those players don't know how to set a physical tone because they're not winning players. I'll give them credit. They played hard and they never gave up during the game, but they didn't know what they were doing.
They're doing shit like this.
Porzingis made Banchero give it up. Caldwell Pope from the mid-range. Horford challenge, and it's got to feel good for Al. That's easy here. Horford and Caldwell Pope getting into it, and now Jaylen Brown steps in. Horford heads to the bench. Jamal Mosley's in the middle.
So just shit like that is what they're doing. It's just juvenile, shit you see, playing high school ball against a dirty team that you knew that, was a rival or just wanted to get under your skin.
Yeah, because they're not good enough. And good for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown had a great game, obviously. And one play early on that really, he set an actual tone, took it to the paint. Either tested or understood that the refs weren't going to call things. So put a shoulder into a guy, forget the defender, sent him into the first row and quietly just laid the ball up, kind of shrugged his shoulders in a little bit. It's all right, you want to play this way? We can play this way all day if you want. And that's the type of game Jaylen Brown is going to thrive in, frankly. And he did. He had 36 points. While we're on Jaylen Brown, great game. Nice little showcase for him with Tatum out. First game Tatum has ever missed in the playoffs, 145 straight. We can get into the injury thing here, but I'm more interested. I'm just as interested in the way the team looked there in game 2 with Jaylen Brown as their lead offensive player versus what Tatum generally looks like in that offense. And they won that game on Jaylen Brown's back because his singularity as a one-on-one player is top notch in the NBA. But in terms of basketball, that was a gross, shaky offensive scheme. Unless it went through Porzingis on the top of the key, if you tried to run that high pick and roll scheme with Jaylen Brown on top, it is not the same as Jason Tatum doing it. That's stating the obvious. But maybe the not so obvious is it's not sustainable. It's just not. Even against the Magic, they'll drop 1 or 2 games trying to do that because Jaylen Brown can't go 36, 10, and 5 for 4 straight games, I don't think. So say what you want about Tatum missing this game. We can talk about it, why and how deep that injury is. But they better hope he can get back because Jaylen Brown can't do that every night, and the Celtics offense cannot operate without Tatum unless they change things drastically.
He did in the Eastern Conference Finals and he did in the finals. So, Jaylen Brown is notoriously putting the Celtics on his back come the playoff run. It's not a surprise that he did this against the Magic. He is a different player when it comes to the playoffs, and he's showing it right now. Now that Tatum's out with a wrist injury, who knows if it's fractured or bruised or what it is, but he's going to be the man for at least another series and hold this team in.
It's a good point by Ray. He did traditionally do it last year. However, his lack of understanding about basketball movement, spacing, and really anything regarding offensive basketball is just overshadowed by his incredible talent on the ball. And when he comes out and hit his first couple jump shots like that, you just know that he's going to be on because then it just opens up everything else that he really wants to do. And he was great. But I agree. He can't carry the whole team that whole way without Tatum kind of orchestrating it. He's a point forward, and they need him.
Please, please, please do not fall into this trap, Raymond. They're the Magic. They suck. Okay, this is the game. Derek White went for 30 in game 1. Does everybody remember what Derek White did against the Heat last year in the first round of the series? He was on his way to the MVP. They were talking about Derek White, and then he couldn't hit the broadside of the barn for the rest of the playoffs because competition and talent go up as you move through the playoffs. Jaylen Brown going for 36 in game 2 against the Magic without Tatum. I do not give him credit for putting his team on his back. Like, you should do that, man. That's your time. Go for it. Or do what Tatum did. Lead the team in points, rebounds, assists, every other category for the entire playoffs. The only guy to do it, certainly since the Celtics, since Larry Brown, but the other statistic,
Larry Bird.
I don't even think LeBron has done it. An entire playoff run leading in every statistical category that matters. Tatum did that last year. So we talked about it last season. Brown got the hardware. He made a lot of impactful plays. And yes, he was instrumental in them winning that championship, but Tatum should have won it. Frankly, he should have got the MVPs of both series. He's the more influential player on the team. He's a top 3 player in the NBA. Because he doesn't dunk and show the biceps as much as Jaylen Brown, is not as emphatic as other guys in the NBA. You know, it's an entire discussion on ESPN with guys on their cell phone from fucking hotel rooms. He's a better player than Jaylen Brown by a wide margin for a number of reasons. And without him, this could go 6 against the Magic.
No way.
Okay.
Gentlemen sweep at best.
We're into it. Okay, if they won by 9 last game, they could not pull away from a 10-point lead against the Magic. Jaylen Brown had 36 points, 10 rebounds. So if you want Jaylen Brown to average 30 points in one-on-one basketball, okay. If you think he can do that the next 3 or 4 games, okay, gentlemen sweep, sure, in the next 3 games. I don't think he can because he's never done it before. Why should he do it now? And he's working on a bum knee.
So you think that Tatum's out for the series then? Is that what you're saying?
No, I do not. That's not what I said. No. How do you logically go from what I just said to I think Tatum's out?
Because you just said that you don't think Brown can do this, and that's why it's going to go 6.
I said if Tatum can't come back, it goes 6.
Never
mind. I can't get into the wife logic that Murray's fucking brain goes into when we start to have these conversations. All I'm telling you is Jaylen Brown can't be expected to score 30 points in one-on-one basketball and make it to the Eastern Conference Finals even. It's just not going to happen. So the importance of Tatum is it should not go understated, even though it does all the fucking time because of ding-dongs that get wowed by a 36-point game by Jaylen Brown against the Magic. Thumbs up. Good for you. Good game, Jaylen. What do you think about the Tatum injury? Is it real? Is it significant? Have they learned from the past? Are they just giving him a rest because they know the Magic suck? The prognosis is it's a bone bruise and it's a pain management, but it's pain management in your shooting wrist. Like, it's not necessarily, ooh, this hurts. This hurts and I can't stop from it affecting my shot because my body reacts differently. No. So I think that has to be taken into account. So I guess give me your heat check on your worry level, or are they just being precautionary here?
I have a low worry level. I think they're just being precautionary. Sit him. I think they'll, now that they won this game, I think he'll sit game 3. I think if they win game 3, he'll sit game 4. I think they'll play it that way.
They're just going to see how far they can go with the Tatum injury and see how, I mean, I think it's significant. I think it, like Rich said, it's going to fuck up his shot from here on out. I think it's going to be a lingering injury. I think it's going to be going on for the rest of the playoffs, and it's going to be something that is going to be the elephant in the room when Tatum plays like shit. So, I think it's real. And I think, like you guys said, the Magic sucks. So that's probably why he's going to be benched for a while.
I'll give you the bold take. It will be why the reason why the Celtics don't repeat. Jason Tatum will struggle against good competition and getting his shot in, and it'll be the reason they don't repeat because he can't be the player that he needs to be.
We'll all blame Joe Mazzulla because it will be his fault.
Or Caldwell Pope. I see Handsome Wayne here. I don't usually look at the comments, but I give this team its flowers. Its depth from give this team its flowers top to bottom. Depth is better than any other team. Depth doesn't mean shit if everybody gets slotted up because your best player is out. Derek White is not your second best player, and when he's forced into that role, he is not as good. Peyton Pritchard cannot be a third scorer in this team. Porzingis has proven throughout his career that he is not even on any given night. Maybe he can be the third best player on your team, but he can't be forced into that role. People just don't understand. I'm getting very frustrated how little fucking respect and understanding people have about how good Jason Tatum is and what he means to this fucking team. Both sides of the ball. If you don't have him, they will go 6 against Orlando, and they might get bounced in the second round. That's how good Jason Tatum is. And yes, the Celtics have depth, but it doesn't matter unless your best player is there because everyone gets slotted up. And none of these guys are good enough to take those spots to lead you to a championship.
Well, and Brown's not 100% either. His knee's fucked up. He got that pain injection. So both your superstars are injured right now, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so.
And Porzingis keeps getting fucking rocky.
The coach is an idiot.
Yeah.
Say that again, Bobby. Sorry.
The coach is an idiot.
Oh, speaking of that, what did Missoula have to say about Jason Tatum's injury?
With Jason, what did you find out about any other updates in terms of how he's doing?
Yeah.
You didn't know when did you find out he couldn't play?
No idea.
I mean, that's almost respectable.
That yeah, Bobby, you have to fucking tip your cap to that. Come on.
No, that was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, the only thing he said there was "fuck you." That
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. So there you go. Any parting thoughts here on the Celtics move into Game 3 down in Orlando? By the way, everything we've talked about might be moot unless that injury is real and really gonna
alter the series
and alter Jason Tatum's ability to be as good as he is. Everything that I've reading is Jason Tatum is basically expected to play Game 3. So
that's what I heard too. I heard he's flying down with the team, so he's definitely going to be playing.
Read the tea leaves. It seems like they went precautionary. We're up 1-0. We don't need him against this team. We're looking for bigger. 3 years ago, we had a bad wrist, got to Golden State, and he was washed. Guy plays more games than anybody. Just take a break. Let that thing heal. Bring it back.
Well, that's why you have to also know it's legit because he doesn't ever take games off. He hates load management.
He's
he
a
hates
baller.
wrestling.
He
wants to play. So if he's healthy, he's playing. So that's why I think it's also probably something legit where it's fucking up his shot, and that's why he's no go.
Yeah, mate. I won't go as far as fucking up a shot. Just
I mean, come on. You're fucking shooting. If your wrist is fucking bruised and you're shooting, you can't make that motion. Like
if he didn't play yesterday and he's going to play 3 days, it's not about whether it hurts. Like I don't think they held him out because he said it hurts too much to shoot. I think they held him out because they said we need you 4 weeks from now. No. And more time off between now and them is going to help you, whether it hurts to shoot or not, Tatum. Yeah, I don't give a fuck
about his feelings.
We'll punch a needle in there and you won't feel anything, brother. It's about sustaining him long term, and the more time off is going to help that kind of injury if that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So take this day off. Jalen, go for your 36. We know you can't do it 3 games in a row because Rich said so. We'll bring Tatum back in Game 3. We'll set it up for a sweep, and then you guys get a week off. Everyone can get a little more healthy for round 2. I think that was kind of the thought process there. It's probably going to hurt for the rest of the playoffs, and you're right. It probably will affect his shot, and you'll have to adjust. Yep. So there you go. All right. We'll be right back with 10 questions from a guy named Rob. Ten questions from a guy named Rob. Real quick, Ray, do you have it in front? Just the picks. I know we are on pick 8 now with the Panthers.
Genty went to the Raiders. Let's see where else we
do it. Can you do it officially? Like we're not some schmo on ESPN in a hotel room on his phone. Can you give me with pick 4? Patriots took Will Campbell. With pick 5, the Raiders took.
With pick 5, the Cleveland Browns took Mason Graham.
Mason Graham to the Cleveland Browns. Lineman.
Small, skinny guy.
Pairing him up with
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett, thank you very much. At number 6.
Was that the Raiders?
The Las Vegas Raiders took Ashton Genty, running back.
Okay, there's the Genty pick. At number 7.
The New York Jets took Armand Membu, tackle.
Classic Jets move.
Is that the guy from Missouri?
Correct. And at number 8, the Carolina Panthers took Tetra McMillan, wide receiver.
The kid that doesn't want to watch game tape. Arizona.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Perfect. Those last 2 picks are perfect. Jets, they took a right tackle with attitude issues, probably play left tackle. That'll suck. And the Panthers took a wide receiver that doesn't want to be there already.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that. This McMillan kid looks yeah, I don't know. And look, he just seems like a guy that doesn't give a shit with everything you read about him. And now, I don't know. I'm looking at him just going.
You said Will Campbell doesn't look like a football player. That guy doesn't.
No, that's true. Well, I think Will Campbell looks like a farmer. So he looks like an offensive lineman. So that,
yeah. Well, that's fine. That's what you need.
And Rich
Just
has
a big
been
all white guy. Perfect. We'll take it.
Rich has been all in on Will Campbell this
This
whole
is
time.
true. I've been saying that all along. I'm all in on Will Campbell at number 4.
Apologies. Yeah.
If you look at, but Ray's right that when they, what he was, just his like demeanor, the suit he was wearing, a green, like a forest green suit.
That was such a terrible suit. It was so bad.
Ill-fitted. Hey, I have been on Will Campbell all along, but I also did call him Mac Jones. He kind of had a little Mac Jones vibe there walking up to the podium, just with a stupid suit, can't walk straight. So, guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
10 questions from a guy named Rob, please.
How good is Cade Cunningham of the Pistons?
Very good. Let me go with this. Very good. He needs to develop an outside shot. But the fact that the Pistons are in it for the first time in over a decade, he is a really good player. I like Cade Cunningham a lot.
First overall pick. He's showing why he was a first overall pick. He's very good.
Single-handedly dragged the worst team in the league for about 5 years out of that basement, and the team looks legit now.
Yep.
Yeah. He's got that, like, he's like that prototypical like 6'7", 6'8" wing that's just gonna like dog it for years. He's gonna be good.
He can run point too. He can run the point position. He can play pretty much every position. Maybe not center, but he can play all 4.
Yeah, he's really good.
Are great running backs a necessity or a luxury?
This is a we're circumcising the mosquito in this because we got to parse the words. When you say great, are you talking Derrick Henry, Emmitt Smith, like
Barry Sanders?
They don't need to be Hall of Fame caliber running backs, but let's say top 10 running backs in the league at that time.
Saquon Barkley.
I was going to go to Saquon. Saquon was necessary for the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Without Saquon Barkley, they don't win the Super Bowl. I don't think that's a
They certainly don't. They certainly don't get to the Super Bowl. He had a regular season. He should have been MVP. Obviously, he doesn't get it because quarterbacks get MVPs.
I don't know if I believe that. If they have another good running back, maybe not Saquon Barkley, they still win the Super Bowl. They beat the shit out of the Chiefs, and they beat the shit out of every team.
They did 2 years ago. They lost the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Well, it was a different thing 2 years ago. This year. They have a different team.
No. They had basically the same team. Saquon Barkley.
No, they didn't. They didn't have the same team because they had Saquon Barkley, and that's why they won the Super Bowl. See, there you go, Richard. I helped you. I helped your point. You're welcome.
Solid logic there, Raymond. Thank you.
Thank you.
Out-logicked by the bottom of the totem pole there. Yeah. What are the 3 best teams in the NFL to be drafted by?
Now, what does this question mean? Like, what organizations?
What are the 3 best situations in the NFL to get drafted by?
Right now, or just like overall general consensus?
General consensus overall.
Packers,
Steelers.
Nah.
Steelers always draft good players. I mean, they're always a 500 team as well. So, I mean, that's not a bad team.
Yeah, but Mike Tomlin's there, and he's kind of douchey.
Well, then you'd have to go.
Packers are good. That's where you want to go. If you're
Eagles, Rams, and
Rams don't draft anybody. They trade all the draft picks.
Are you saying not Chiefs?
Yeah, but all the low end draft picks that they get are like 3rd or 4th round players. They're all fucking good.
The Chiefs make good picks, but they all just choke.
Chiefs, that's a good one. Boom. Eagles, Chiefs, Rams. Suck it.
No, those are horrible picks. The being a 3rd round pick and being good doesn't have anything to do with whether it's good to be drafted by the team or not.
Yes, they set you up for success. They're developmental. They have a good.
I'm going. If you're a 3rd round pick or higher, Cowboys. They give you a second contract and it's through the fucking moon because they're idiots. Packers give you money. And they develop you.
A totally different perspective here. Okay, then the answer is fucking Jacksonville because you're in Florida. You're full of trash whores, and you can do whatever you want. Jacksonville.
I think the Rams is an interesting one. Chiefs, no. Chiefs were fucking nothing until Patrick Mahomes. I don't think the Chiefs have done enough.
What are the 3 worst situations to get drafted into?
Cleveland, Jacksonville, Arizona.
I would say Raiders. Throw out the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's definitely Cleveland and Jacksonville, and Yeah, Raiders are definitely high in that list. Although Phoenix is the worst sports town in America. So, yeah, that's a close that's an honorable mention one way or another. Oh,
Yeah.
good one. Jets. Actually, Jets. I go Jets above
Jets,
Raiders. And
Jets. How could we forget the Jets?
they don't
That's
pay
true. Add the
people,
Jets.
and you have to live in New York, which that sucks.
Actually, you have to live in New Jersey.
Well, you can live in New Jersey,
Yeah.
Sucks worse.
which is equally as much of a dumpster fire.
Like
I
say
guess
you live in
I
Connecticut.
guess if you're like a 22 multi-millionaire,
New Jersey's worse.
New York City is not bad. But you get sick of it quick.
Yeah, that's just big city life. Could the three of us beat an NBA player 3-on-1?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
You can't guard all three of us.
No.
That would be the thing. It would just be who could. It would be who misses the shots, because we would score at will, but then so would they probably.
We'd go Magic style and hack
Beat
them
the
up pretty good.
Shit. Yeah. You're going to earn those points, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, we can't let Ray shoot because he would fuck everything up. But
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
Yeah, Ray. I mean, basically me and Bobby could be an NBA player.
no, absolutely. I'm as good as I ever was. Still.
Which is mediocre. Next.
Yeah, that's fair. Will Peyton Pritchard remain on the Celtics next year?
Yep. Starting point guard.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
Because I think he will get moved for a different piece. I think that he is one of the players that they'll see as in excess.
Too
Over
cheap,
Drew
maybe?
Holiday. Yeah, he's cheap. Drew Holiday's contract's stupid. They want to get rid of that. Porzingis' contract's stupid and want to get rid of that. Payne Pritchard is the last on that list, I think.
Yeah.
14, 15 points a game, a handful of assists for what is he getting? 12 million or something. Drew Holiday's getting
Nothing,
35.
peanuts.
No.
Mhm.
Peyton Pritchard will be on this team for the duration of his contract.
Isn't Hauser the one that you got to move to because of the
Yeah.
tax apron that makes it like outrageously expensive?
Well, his name gets tossed on it, but he's making 10 million. So Peyton Pritchard could be on that too, but you're not going to trade Pritchard over Hauser. So
No.
unless the return, to Bobby's point, unless the return is great, but they're not going to move Pritchard. He's a really good player. He's developed himself. He understands the system. He's exactly what they want. If they want to get under the apron, they can do it easily by moving Holiday and Hauser.
Yep.
Will Shador succeed in the right
Nope.
situation?
Nope.
Absolute loser. Guy's going nowhere.
Yep, we agree. Guys, a tard. Should wrestling be covered by ESPN?
Nope.
Already is. Already
Speaking
is.
of tards,
It's
I
already
couldn't
is.
believe it when I pulled it up and they were talking about WrestleMania. What a bunch of
No,
fucking
it's
losers.
exactly
Did you
exactly
watch
what it is.
WrestleMania, Ray?
Of course
I
he
did.
did. It's a
How
bunch-
was it?
Oh, I
good.
didn't put that on the Simple Minds. Did you pull that?
Fuck you, I did. No, why would I?
Oh, it's basically send it. Come on, pull it up. It's basically the Ray. Ray makes a couple more bad choices.
Nope.
A guy on an escalator is leaving WrestleMania, which is just a crowd of tards that are suffocating themselves to death. And these guys are trying to climb up the escalator that's going the wrong way. This guy throws his fucking shit up and he can't get up. He's just like a moment of defeat. You see him like the escalator going down the opposite
He
direction.
wasn't letting anyone go.
It's
He's
so
op-
easy to walk up an escalator. It's slowly moving.
God, this guy.
It's the opposite of
Not
the
this
Trump
guy.
escalator when he comes down the Golding escalator. It's this guy just fucking going the opposite way, just defeated as shit into the sea of WrestleMania tards. Damn it, we don't have that video. Please pull it up, Raymond. Please, for the end of the show, please.
We'll see what we can do.
Please.
We can see what we
Wrestling's
can do.
so fucking stupid. Anybody who likes
It's
it
the
is dumb.
dumbest thing. Anybody that watches it is an absolute fucking moron.
We just insulted like a billion people. Go on.
Are boats just glorified floating sex dungeons?
What kind of? So I have a boat, and I
You
don't
have a
have.
dinghy. You don't have a boat. You have a dinghy.
No, I have a beautiful boat. I have a beautiful 1961 Arkansas Traveler boat, Raymond.
And do
Suck my
you
balls.
do you have a some sort of a corridor where you float out under the water and go in and
No, I
bone?
do no sex on this boat. It's a very small lake everybody can see, and it's a very small boat. It's not a dinghy size. That's my old boat. That was
Oh, you got a
dinghy.
new boat. I
That
forgot.
boat was called Little Dicky, and it had oars. This one has a motor. But regardless,
La-di-da.
I believe there are sex dungeon boats. I just think they're called different things.
I do believe that any boat that where you have like a cabin and there's a bed is basically a glorified sex dungeon
Excellent.
that floats.
Ray
Very
can't swim, so tough for him to get on a boat.
I can swim. I just get out of breath real easy.
Just can't swim for very long.
Yeah.
I believe we addressed this earlier in the show. Is the draft on location in different cities cool or just whatever?
Just whatever.
It's cool. I just think, hey, I guess Green Bay doesn't have much to offer. Like, you put that in Miami, you're going to be on a beach. There's going to be people with sex dungeon boats watching from the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Green Bay, so all they have is parking lots. So that's what you get. I guess just pick a better place, like the Super Bowl. Super Bowl should never be in Green Bay, nor the draft should not either. Like,
I believe they said, did you watch it beforehand? I guess they only have like Green Bay's capacity is 100,000 people, like residents, and there's over like 200,000 people that came to the
yeah,
draft.
they must not have the hotels to be able to sustain that.
They could not.
Do it in Lambeau. Like, let people go into the stadium and put it on the field. Like, have it a cool experience.
They had people in there, but then it was only like half full.
It's a parking lot. In Chicago, I think it was cool. You were in the city. You got to do Chicago shit.
Yeah.
I
when
think
they do
cool.
it at these locations that can handle it, it's cool. But yeah.
There you go. Okay. That was 10 questions from a guy named Rob. Thank you very much. We're going to do a quick break and come back with some Bruin exit interviews. All right. Before we do that, can we just get an update on the NFL draft? Here we are live watching. We left off with the Panthers selecting McMillan out of Arizona, who looks like a guy who doesn't want to be anywhere near a football field. Never mind Carolina. Who do we have? Who did we get since then?
The New Orleans Saints at number 9 selected tackle Kelvin Banks Jr.
Okay. I like that pick for the Saints.
And at number 10, the Chicago Bears selected tight end Colston Loveland. So suck it, Bill. You're crushed on Jack Warren. He's not even the first tight end. Suck it.
Loveland was 49ers here. Pick is in. We don't know it yet at 11 here is what I'm watching. Colston Loveland going to Chicago. Okay. Speaking of sucking it, the Bruins had one hell of a press conference, and these clips are long. We don't have to do too many words on them. I'll give you some intro reaction and Ray chime in, but let's just kick it off. Just to remind everybody, the Bruins finished the season 33-39, last in the Atlantic Division, 4th worst record in the NHL. They traded their captain, Brad Marchand, at the trade deadline, and absolutely blow. And here's the reactions from their head front office and ownership crew: Charlie Jacobs, Cam Neely, Don Sweeney. We'll start with Sweeney, who was asked whether coaches have expressed any concern over the fact that Don Sweeney fired 2 of them in the past 3 years.
From the coaches themselves? Yeah. I'll call you up and let you know, Tara, if somebody turns it down the invitation to interview for one of the most historic jobs in the National Hockey League. I understand.
Have that conversation.
I've gone through one coaching search in my tenure during the time here. As I said, I had the privilege of working with Claude. I turned Bruce from an interim into a head coach, didn't go through a search. So the previous time we went through a search, and it was extensive. And we came down with several coaches that we chose a really good coach who went on to have a really good year. The way we described that, and Cam was part of the process, other people were also part of the process and will continue to be part of the process. Charlie was part of the process at the end to understand, the personality and what this coach wanted to sign up for. So, in part of the exercise in going forward, every coach that comes through the door will be looking forward to working for the Boston Bruins. We have a 100-year history. We have an incredible amount of success. That's going to drive the bus.
What a cunt. What a fucking cunt. You fired 3 coaches in the past 3 years.
Move up, like that's not intentional.
Yeah, he did that multiple times. This is an hour press conference. He did that like 5 or 6 times with the finger through the glasses.
Look at the coaches that he's fired. He fired Bruce Cassidy. He goes to fucking Vegas, wins the Stanley Cup. He fired Jim Montgomery, goes to St. Louis. His team's now in the playoffs. And then you got the Sacco guy who just absolutely sucks and doesn't have any talent on his team because you basically traded it away, and now you're banking on being able to draft, and you can't even fucking do that. Sweeney needs to go, and I hate how Jacobs came through and was like basically saying, you get rid of the coaches first.
All right, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Jumping ahead. The two things that stood out for me was the immediate reaction. Well, if someone doesn't want to coach the Bruins, I'll be the first one to let you know. We've got 100 years of success here. Even though we fired 2 of the last 3 coaches in the last 3 years, we're very, very successful here. And anybody who doesn't want to come in with us, original 6, well, that's their problem.
You're a fucking loser then. Yeah, they're the losers.
This, then, higher than now, you're 100 years of success. Okay, well, you're the 4th worst team in the league. So, and you
worse than the Eastern Conference.
Fire your 2 last coaches as scapegoats because you put a shitty roster on the ice. So yeah, maybe people might have a little concern that they're going to get burnt by you, Don. Here you go. Similar to what Ray was just talking about. Here's a question to Charlie Jacobs, the son of the owner. Another Wick situation, just not hidden. Jeremy Jacobs owns the Bruins, Bobby, and this is his son, Charlie. He was asked why which was a very funny question. I wish we had it. The question was, your coaches are held to a standard and they've been fired. They were asking it directly to Charlie Jacobs, and they said, why aren't you holding these 2 to the same standard? Well, they're looking at them. They're not saying, why are you holding Don Sweeney and Cam Neely? Why are you holding these 2? Like, these 2 fucking guys blow. Why are you holding them to the same standard? Here's Jacobs' response.
Well, I just want to there's been a narrative that I think we should address. And I believe there have been 3 head coaches of the Boston Bruins over the past, I'm going to say 10, or it's more like 15 years when you count Claude. Sweeney's just mentioned, we hired Bruce Cassidy for Providence, and he coached down there and then came up and coached us at the Boston Bruins for some time. I think the shelf life of a head coach is significantly shorter than one of a general manager or a team president. It's the nature of the beast of the job. You can have players' attention for a select window of time, and then unfortunately, sometimes you lose.
That was good enough. I wanted to stop you on that. I'll get back to that. Adam Schefter was just on the screen for the draft. Here's another example. This is ESPN. I'm assuming it was Adam Schefter. He's wearing a sweatshirt. He's wearing a sweatshirt and a tie and a blazer. Like, come on. Just wear a fucking shirt. Just wear a shirt, put a tie on, do your job. You don't need a sweatshirt. Is it cold in Green Bay, Adam? Like, God.
Because he wants to look dope.
Just maybe this is a symptom of me getting old, that I get aggravated by things like this. The sweatshirt thing maybe is an old thing, but putting someone on TV from their iPhone, you should have higher standards than that if you're ESPN. Like, come on. This is a Pat McAfee effect, his dopey ass.
Remember when we interviewed that guy that was delivering pizzas in his car and playing basketball?
No. What?
You don't remember that?
Yeah. I do. He played basketball in Italy, right?
Yeah, and he was home and he was helping out his family and he was delivering pizzas in his car, and he did an interview with us delivering pizzas. He's like, hold on, I'll be right back.
You interviewed an Italian guy that was delivering pizzas?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Look, Jacobs holding the standards. The question was the best part of that clip, which we didn't get, but
sorry,
that's fine. But he did say 3 coaches in the last 15 years. No. It's 3 coaches in the last 4 years. So get a clue. Here's the big one that's getting a lot of play. 2 more after this. So we've got Charlie Jacobs responding to a question if the Bruins would consider rescinding the ticket price increase that they put into place after the end of the season. After the end of this season, where they finished with the 4th worst record in the NHL, they increased ticket prices by 7%. And he was asked, would you consider rescinding that price increase? Here's Jacobs' response.
Price increase for the season ticket holders.
Well,
on top of the 9% last year.
I see. Ticket pricing is a sensitive subject. I'm aware of that. Things cost more. The way our structure of the U.S. economy is based is things cost more. I expect that you probably pay your higher electric bill than you did last year. I know that we, for instance, pay more to open our building for security, for ushers, for concession workers, for parking attendants, everything. People deserve a raise and an increase. Likewise, we increase our ticket prices as our expenses go. I mentioned this before.
Don't the Celtics help pay for some of those people too?
Yeah, they pay rent.
Mm-hmm. So you're making money. So I don't know if you have to like raise ticket prices to help pay for.
No. Well, you don't understand, right? Thanks, Chuck, for the economics fucking lesson. Yeah, this is called inflation, and everybody goes up. Well, did the economy inflate by 9% last year, Chuck, and 7% this year? You're just getting ahead of the tariffs. You don't even mention it. This is a very fucking easy question to answer. We raised the ticket prices. Things in our economy, the prices went up, and therefore we had to relate to it. And that's business as business is done. Period. End of story. The flabbering and the blubbering and and then trying to explain it away because of the economy. It's like, guy. Fucking, first of all, you're professional sports. You've owned the team for 1 million years. You don't need the money. If you want to give people raises, you can do that for the next decade and not lose any money. You want the proof? The Bruins are worth $2.7 billion. You know what the Jacobs family bought it for? $10 million. Do the math on that. Their 2024 revenue, $268 million. The profit on that, although the books are not public, Forbes does this every year. They basically estimate it and they can come up with a number. About $70 million in profit.
No, that's not what you put in the fucking email.
Yes, it is. Look, please read it and let me.
Profit $69 million. Nice.
Okay, thank you. Fine. Corrected again by the logic of the bot pod. The average ticket price for a Bruins game is $174. And Chuck just jumped that up 7% next year. So thanks, Obama, for that. Mm-hmm. So, the response makes you, he's full of shit. He's full of absolute shit. It was premeditated that they were raising ticket prices by 7%, whether the team was good or not, doesn't matter. Talk to Robert Kraft. He does the same thing. And then he sends an apology letter out to the fans when they've sucked for the past 5 years and throws a big party for Tom Brady. These guys don't lower ticket prices. Owners are cheap. That's why they're billionaires. And you should be mad about it. If they don't put a good product on the field, stop buying tickets. Okay, lastly, the big one here. Cam Neely is asked about his drafting resume.
Well, obviously, you wanted to hit on all your picks. There's no question. I mean, the work that the scouts do throughout the course of a year, they put in a lot of time and effort. They understand the players as best they can. We get the information from the scouts. Don ultimately ends up making the picks with the information that he gets from the scouts throughout the year. But I think that our drafting and developing, the narrative there is a little off. And it's been going on for quite some time. Goes back to 15. And 15, it was really unfair to Don. By the time Don got hired, it was late May. Draft was late June. He wasn't even probably thinking about being a general manager of the Boston Bruins at the time. What Don did leading up to the draft to make the acquisitions that he did with those picks, to get the 3 picks, I thought was really good. Then,
thanks, Cam. That was 10 years ago. 2015 draft was 10 years ago. A colossal. When you talk about draft failures, you go through blown drafts in all of professional sports. The Bruins 2015 is at the top of the list. It's one of the worst drafts of all time, and he is trying to compensate for those decisions a decade ago with some bot pod logic that they tried to trade up to number 5. They failed at number 5 because the Hurricanes pulled out. And then in the 10 picks from there, from 5 to 15, they couldn't get their shit together. And if they had just gotten back together at a table, they may not have taken the 3 shit-ass players that they took when they had a dozen or so all-stars behind them available. Come on, man. Just own the L. Own the loss on that. Okay? Sweeney was new in the job. They were new at it. They weren't experienced. Yep, we regret that one. We could have done better in that draft. Again, Very easy. This was an opportunity for the Bruins for the first time in 10 years for not making the playoffs to sit in front of their fan base, sit in front of a media scrum that has not had a chance to really get after them for a long time, to just own it. Just say, we're not good enough right now. We have not been good enough for a while in a lot of areas, and we're here prepared to get better. And instead they get defensive and argue away very obvious points like the 2015 draft wasn't that bad. Come on. Come the fuck on. You want to know how bad the Bruins have been at drafting? Since 2015, since that draft till last year, they have made 58 draft picks. 11 of them are in the NHL. Let me read you the names of these guys. Jake DeBrusk, round 1 pick. Round 2, Brendan Carlo. Round 2, Jeremy Lauzon. Round 3, Dan Vladar. Charlie McAvoy, round 1. Trent Frederick, first-round pick, third-line center. Euro Vakanainen, first-round pick. Vakanainen was a first-round pick. He's barely an NHL player. Jeremy Swayman. We don't have to go into that guy's history at this point. Jacob Lauko, third-round pick. Jacob Lauko was a third-round pick.
Well,
Sean Beecher was a first-round pick. He's a fourth-line center. Mason Lohrei, who I like, but is very quickly showing himself as a third-line, third-pairing defenseman. Nothing higher. Jeremy Swayman has the highest pick in that in the 4th round. Everybody else is mostly in the 1st and 2nd round, and mostly everybody else outside of McAvoy is barely an NHL player. I guess Brandon Carlo is barely an NHL player. So they have 2 legitimate NHL players out of 58 in 10 years. And you want to sit here and be defensive about your track record because your team blows now, and they're just the stress level in that room, knowing that they are on their last leg, that if they
have to be. They
don't knock it out of the park this offseason, they're gone.
They have to be.
Is gone. It was just pulsing out of them the entire press conference. And it was like cringeworthy and a little bit aggravating and at times infuriating to listen to and to watch.
Yeah. Totally.
Bobby, final thoughts on the Bruins?
I have 3 thoughts. 1, I've been drinking. 2, your mother's upstairs waiting for me. 3, it's going to be a great night.
All right. We will be right back with the drunk Chief Bobby with this or that right after this. All right. This or that with Chief Bobby, who's loose.
Back in the saddle.
Sounds like your
shower
mother.
In the morning or shower at night?
Shower at night.
Shower in the morning is the answer. You wake up and clean yourself for the day.
Not when I get dirty. I don't have an office job like you two. I get dirty.
You have a desk. You're
I still work.
Desk,
I work with my hands.
Desk plumber.
No,
I hate your bot pot logic, and when it's actually somewhat right, fuck you, Ray.
Yeah, I work with my hands too. Your mother likes a nice ass play, so the morning is the answer.
80s movies or 90s movies?
80s. Because you see
80s
more
movies.
You see more boobies.
I like a lot.
They have that charm and that little bit of a what's the word? They're fun. They're more fun.
I like a lot of old things. I like old music. I like old cars. I like a lot of retro stuff. Old movies I can't get behind, and bad movies. People like watch bad movies because I'm not into that either. So 80s movies suck. 90s is nostalgic for me. I'm good with 90s is where I go.
Just in general, older movies are just a much better production. Movies of the last 10, 15 years, there's just no production value to it at all. A Netflix movie is terrible. There's like 5 characters and they're in like one room the whole time.
I'm not talking about now. I don't watch movies now.
No, I know. I'm just making that comparison.
You give me a good production movie from the 80s. I'll wait. That was all a lot of bullshit. The 80s?
I'm trying to think of one.
Whatever. No, they're fine. There's plenty of production value in it. You're just you hate
production value. It's just fucking tits and explosions. It's the 80s. It was the 80s.
What's wrong with that? Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Get off your high horse.
It's just not the production value that fucking SAG award winning Chief Bobby over here.
The camera angle, making sure that you get the boob at the exact right angle there's a lot that goes into that, and some appreciation of it would be nice. Thank you. Cream cheese or sour cream?
Sour cream. Chips, potatoes.
To me, sour cream has many more applications. Cream cheese can be useful as part of other dips, but the cream cheese is not the star. The only thing cream cheese is good for is making other dips better. But sour cream on its own does many more things. I go sour cream.
No, it's cream cheese. Eat a bagel without cream cheese. You're a freak.
I do. I eat it with butter.
That's because you're an asshole. And
put butter on a bagel.
Yeah, I had this.
I don't like cream cheese.
I had this exact conversation this past weekend. Anybody who eats a bagel with just butter is an absolute freak. Should be on the FBI.
Who's the person? Who's the person that you were talking to?
You slide your dick in the hole too, you fucking weirdo. Oh
yeah,
my
he lubes it up and gives it a good thrust before he eats the soggy bread. Stupid. No.
Is it like a straight up Lender's too? What's nice and soft so it feels good on your wing wang?
Very dumb. I'll do I'll do a toast with butter, but then like jelly's gonna make it better. But no, bagel with just butter is. Ugh.
Yeah, that is. That's laughable. Speaking of laughable, watch an hour-long loop of garbage trucks on YouTube or an hour-long loop of Blippi playing in playhouses on YouTube.
Garbage truck.
Oh, garbage trucks all day.
If you're gonna
I would watch an hour loop of garbage trucks all day. Now, I bring this up because my son does both of these things, and this is things that I have to deal with. And watching garbage trucks, watching them put garbage in the hopper over and over again is fine.
I don't know the garbage truck. I know Blippi is one of the worst things on the planet, so I'll call garbage trucks as well.
Miss Rachel, have you
I
ever
will
watched
send
Miss
you
Rachel?
a video of an hour-long endless loop of garbage trucks, and you can check that out.
My youngest likes Miss Rachel, and I
fucking hate Miss Rachel.
She is worse. I'd rather watch Blippi than her.
My son watches that, and like every time I go over there, the voice.
Miss Rachel probably looks like the most sexually deviant woman in the world. The second that she is done filming, she immediately has a penis in her hand.
She's a good looking woman, and she's a multi-millionaire.
So isn't Blippi. We went down the rabbit hole on Blippi. That guy's got so much money.
I'll take Miss Rachel over Blippi any day of the week. That guy, no.
He also, when he's done filming,
asshole.
has a dick in his hand, probably.
It could be his and her.
Yeah,
these guys are hustlers, man. Whatever it takes to get the dollar.
Yeah. What's a more effective way to get the ball over the end zone? The tush push, or throw a midget over the line of the scrimmage with the ball in his hand?
I wish the throw of the midget over the line of scrimmage.
I think it's unstoppable. If you get that midget high enough, how can you get him down?
No, it's what quarterbacks try to do when they try to leap over. And what was the dead college coach that tried to do it? They talked him out of it.
Mike Leach.
Mike Leach wanted to was honestly thinking about bringing little people into his organization so they on 4th and short could throw him over the line of scrimmage to move the ball, and he was talked out of it by some people who were
nerds.
Fun, please.
Whoever the asshole is that talked him out of that, I'd like to talk to.
I mean, I'd like to just see it so they could make a rule that you can't do it, so it's always on the books.
Yeah, just for once.
You ever go back like old towns, even like even the Constitution, just the unbelievable laws that are still on the books. Like most of them are racist in nature, but some of them are not, and they're just like you can't sell a cow for more than 3 pence unless you feather the man's balls while his mother tugs the milk.
Yeah, you can't fuck your friend's mother on Tuesday nights. Well, fuck that.
Yeah, no, I am breaking every law in the books.
Turkey burgers or chicken sausage?
Chicken sausage.
Chicken sausage.
Chicken sausage blows. It's turkey burgers.
Turkey burgers is for queen.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard. Thank
the
you.
fake sausage. That's where it's at.
Sausage is fake anyway. It's just a bunch of shit in a.
It's just good sausage. I'd rather know what's in my sausage other than fucking.
If you're gonna give me a burger,
turkey sausage the other day. Oh, it was disgusting.
Well, you didn't say turkey sausage. You said chicken sausage.
Chicken sausage. That's what I meant. Apologies.
Turkey burger. Turkey tastes like nothing. First of all, so if you give it to me in a burger, I'm gonna first slap you, and then secondly, like ask for every condiment you have in the house. Try to make this thing taste like something, and it's not. It's gonna taste like a gray piece of cardboard, and it's gonna blow.
Yeah, they both
a good Adele chicken sausage. Are you freaking kidding me? I used to hustle that shit in the Giant. Those are phenomenal. Chicken sausages are phenomenal. Little apple chicken sausage.
It was terrible.
Aioli, you can do a lot.
Little onions, peppers on that, little mustard.
Yeah, turkey burgers are
and for queers.
Fine. Can only drive around in a crappy car or can only have a shitty, unkept yard?
Car, because I like my yard nice and prestige, you know, like, and
I think I'm in agreement. I don't give a shit about the car I drive, but I would like to have a nice yard because I spend time in it.
I drive a lot. I don't want to have to, like, when you say shitty car is going to break down a lot, it's not going to run very well. Like, I have to think about it and deal with it, or it's just like uncomfortable and look
just
crappy.
like if you're gonna have like just not like a nice car like everybody would perceive, but it runs fine. It just might be a Corolla.
It's like a '98 a Hyundai Elantra, like a green,
but
Hyundai
it runs pristine.
Or Malibu.
Malibu is a nice car. It's a fine American automobile.
What do you wish would come back more? Comedy CDs or movie soundtracks?
Movie soundtracks. Back in the day, those were my jams. I used to love a nice, good movie soundtrack. Comedy CDs, I have to be in the mood, and if I'm in the car, I'm not going to be like fully divulged into the
I don't
comedy
think any of them have gone away. I just think the way that you experience them is different. First of all, there's no such thing as CDs anymore. So
idiot.
You can get Bill Burr's last special on, I'm sure you could get it on vinyl if you wanted it. Louis C.K. sells all of his shit off his own website. Like, I think those are still available. The movie soundtrack and like having stars on the movie soundtrack is maybe that's moved towards like the Disney, like the animated stuff. I think gets a lot of stars.
Frozen, Moana,
yeah.
Coco, that's one of my favorite soundtracks right now. If you ever have that, have you watched Coco?
Yes,
I love Coco. That's a great movie. It made me cry.
Wish is a good soundtrack.
Ooh, Wish, yep.
Deep discussion there. Wow. Have body enhancement surgery on your spouse or on yourself?
Spouse.
You don't want some. You don't want. I want it. Lap band.
Nope, I want to get some fake titties for my wife. That's what I want. So I can motorboat those motherfuckers all day.
No, I'd go self hairline. Done.
Oh, that's obvious.
Yeah, I think I'd go self too. Yeah, just
what would it be, Bobby? What would it be?
Implants?
No, I would just get a massive, massive dong.
So, were you looking for the extra large? I was looking for 28 inches, please.
Yeah.
Just shows him fucking Carl Winslow. I want
you to
this.
Stretch my skin as far as it could possibly go.
Very good. Here's my son's oversized wiffle ball bat. See what you can do.
Yeah, just stick it right in there, please.
Okay, well, there you go. Good way to end on that. All right, we'll be right back with Simplest Minds of the Week.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Are you stupid or something? Mama says stupid as stupid does.
Okay, extended NFL draft episode here live Thursday. Can we just get one more update before we get into our last segment? I forget where we left off.
With number 11 pick, the San Francisco 49ers select Michael Williams, edge. Number 12, Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Booker, guard. 13, Miami Dolphins select Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle. And 14, Indianapolis Colts select Tyler Warren, Bills crush.
Oh, Shedeur Sanders still not drafted yet.
Outside of Warren, I've never heard of any of those guys. I assume they're all going to blow. Mel's best available, Shedeur Sanders on the top. Jalen Walker still out there. Will Johnson, your boy from Michigan. Josh Simmons, as we talked about, offensive tackle, rounding out that list. So we'll see. We are at pick number 15. Everybody hopeful the Patriots can get back into the first round. That move would be coming up pretty soon if they decide to do that. Doesn't feel like that's going to happen. Although I haven't been listening to anything, so I don't know. We haven't been doing the show.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that either.
Keep an eye on it. I'll tell you what did happen. Someone had some fun at a parent-teacher conference, just some wholesome fun. This woman, which is a teacher, she showed up drunk to a parent-teacher night, strips naked, gives lap dances to several of the students' dads, which, good for her. Good for them, too.
No, thank you.
So were the students there? And the dads are just like, this is awesome. Like,
what do you think she was dancing to? What kind of music? Like, what were you thinking?
Just all in her head.
No, all right.
Boom. She was dancing to
bebop's.
She's bebop.
Generally, when it comes to that, I go to Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Waters, but it's more of a me thing. I don't know if a lot of people get there. Anthony Edwards is next on this list. His $300 million, and his big old dick.
Maybe that's what Bobby's looking for, a big gold Anthony Edwards dick.
To be fair, I didn't really get the picture with him grabbing through the shorts. Anthony Edwards bragging about his $300 million and his big ding dong. He uses both of them a lot. He's been fined $380,000 this year, including $50,000 for that gesture. Just in comparison, Paige Bucher, the number one overall pick, or soon to be a number one overall pick for the WNBA, she'll make $78,000 just as a salary.
I wonder what's the discrepancy of that, huh?
We can almost afford her as an intern on the show.
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to the $380,000 in fines, Anthony Edwards has 4 children with 4 different women. All 4 of them were born in 2023 or 2024. So,
and he paid one of them $1 million already for child support.
He was fucking all 4 of them.
Yeah, the face of the NBA. But Jason Tatum's boring. Next on the list is Shaq Poo.
Another thing about Kawhi is, you all right, big fella? Catching a cramp?
Go ahead, keep talking, Chuck. Yeah, we're on TV. I know what we're doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's that olive oil you've been drinking.
I know. Hey, take some matches with you.
Hey, listen, he couldn't hold it.
He can't hold it.
After 40, he can't hold it no more.
That's at first.
He can't hold it.
Unless
he's got something. After 40.
That wasn't something planned, was it?
No,
that was not planned.
Hey, keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah. And the
We're
NBA,
on live TV. Yeah, no, Jet. Keep talking. Keep talking.
The NBA decided to not keep these guys on TV. One of the most real
They
moments.
are. They're going to ESPN.
I thought Chuck said no.
No, they're all no. He's signed. He's going. They're all going. They're going to be on ESPN next year.
And I'm sure the show won't be the same.
Yeah.
ESPN ruins everything.
Amazon bought them.
Nope.
Okay.
ESPN.
We can check that. Either way, one of the most real moments on television.
Yeah.
It's that olive oil you've been drinking. I know.
I know.
Better bring some matches. We're on TV. I know. Oh, that was funny. This
is fucking great.
This next one doesn't belong in Simless Minds of the Week. This next one belongs on innovative thinking of the generation.
A new idea for sports happened. So you know how with Rubik's Cubes they'll start a timer to they solve the Rubik's Cube and then they stop it? We do that, but it's like gooning. And then when you finish, you stop the timer. So it's like competitive gooning. So it's like you're gooning and you start the timer. Let's go! Step 6! Then you dab up the homie with the same hand you beat with. This would be so tough. Imagine that she was in the Olympics and it's just thousands of people watching you. You're cemented because the whole crowd's watching you. There's thousands of people. And then you're The crowd goes wild. Wow, let's go! And then you get like a gold medal for gooning, bro. This needs to be in like the Olympics. Hey, let me know if this.
Gooning. First of all, I've never heard of this.
I didn't
So
know what it
that's
was.
what we looked like when we were children. Gooning.
Gooning, such a great term.
I didn't know what it was. When you said that, when you sent the link, I'm like, what the fuck's gooning? And this kid's telling me, explaining to me what gooning. I'm like, this is beautiful. This is brilliant.
Competitive. Oh, sub 6.
Sub 6, sub 6.
And you dab up your homies with that same hand you just beat off with.
Learning from the youth can be fun at times. Generally, it's annoying, but now knowing what gooning is, I feel like I'm ahead of the game. Not many people are going to know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
And I like it. Deion Sanders, in a related note, has said that he has never in his life gooned, which is, if you, again, Jacksonville Jaguars taking Travis Hunter, the guy coached by this liar that says he's never pleasured himself, never gooned in his life.
Never gooned. Bullshit.
I've been telling you, can't trust these Colorado guys. Cannot trust them. Bust City. No pun intended. Goons.
Well done.
Bunch of goonies.
Oh,
and apologies.
Sub 6.
The internet does say that Charles Barkley and crew will be on ESPN next year. So, Ray, 3-0 against me this.
Sub 6.
Sub 6. All right, this has been the show, elongated edition for NFL Draft Night. We'll keep an eye on it and put out our latest thoughts, what the Patriots do over the weekend next week. Stay in touch. Go to SimbineSports.com to keep up with that. Thanks for joining us. Hit the like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sub 6.